Hey people, it appears that the Ukraine dropped a missile on Poland to try to get the UN involved. And it appears this way so much, it seems like it's just something they're going to deny, and so they can use that story as a backup for later. And DD, I can't answer your question. When I click on that, it just disappears. But it looks like that's the Iske, I-S-K-E. And that's the one that I translate is the guy that's on the ground binded behind. But I got some gold for y'all here. I'm going to show you how I figured out this here. I thought I'd never figure out what it was. Let me find it on its page. And I'm going to hit on this Isis a little bit more. You know, the chick is which rises her office top roof pew, P-U-A, the pew, the top seat, and comment much of her. So I read much of this the same as they do, and then I add in a lot of the letters that they omit, and then some of the letters I change to where I know that they're mistaken, I correct them. But this set here, it's 2 hieroglyphs. You know, they'll say it's a vowel B with just, they call it the skin of a cow with a tail. And then they give it the ST when it's got the arrow in it. But to me it looked like the what, with the bigger what on the end of it. And this represents the handle. And so what, is the word for that tool, and what's means plural. And most everything that's not common vowels, they'd try to jam an X off in there. But this is what you're looking at right here. This is the what, the handle part. And the top of it, that's the viewing window. It's shaped like that. And the what's here where you grab it. In a lot of these old settings, it'd be a round dial like this and just a clear viewing window. And that's where they're getting this set from. It's the setting. And so, you're holding your bow, and this is the handle. And this is the view window, the sight window, the setting. And the arrow says, your setting. And so this is usually a determinative and coming out of the 2 letters beside it. This would be an N-I. This would be a S-T. And so to setting, you take your bow out and you shoot some arrows and adjust your sights. And while you're doing this, it's W-S. He was testing. T-E-S-T-N-I. N-I is ing. And you see it in the Mad Bull, the Ka come before the N-I. And that's where your word king come from. They give this something else. But it's ing, N-I. The seed make, the ing, the king. And so after he got the dial set, and he was, W-S, was testing, T-S-T-N-I, testing, and was testing the cock, K-A-K-I-M-I, I-M-I-M-A-I, the cockamamie, and was testing the cockamamie. And they give this A-M, and sometimes they give it the A-M-I. It looks like a rivet, if you rivet some metal together. And this here would tell more why I give this an N-I, for it is thy seed. So they'll say this represents an AM up top, and I look over all that, but I don't trust it. I try to find it where it's used most, because I say it's usually a determinative, and its letters are sitting beside it, like a A-T, a A-D. And so was testing cockamamie. I know this is cockamamie because you see that last letter here is a determinative, a dick, the cock. And cockamamie and come what, K-A-M or a K-A-U-T. And caught, this is a K-A-U-T, K-A-U-T, U-T. And caught what? And the cockamamie caught what? And L-T, what let, love, L-V, L-B, love occur. And was testing cockamamie, caught what let love occur. And out there whoring around and fell in love. Fooled around and fell in love. And so what you're looking at here is the origin of the 10 Commandments. This is at his grave, and he puts this on the wall so everybody come visit. It's not easy to figure out, and everybody come visit often and read it and try to figure it out and laugh. That's why you do this in your tomb. This is where the old tombstone got its shape from, and these was put in the burial chambers. And sometimes it says honorary, and then somebody got wise and changed it to honorary. And sometimes you still see those eyes up there, the honorary or the Arion. And this is, his list of 10 rules to live by. And this third one starts about the same as the first one, or when 9 comes. And they say this comes from the 3rd and 5th dynasty. It uses a different S here, and it's got this other symbol in it, and it looks like a nut sack. And I'm guessing it's either a Y or a YUM. And you can see that here, and has become a leader. Is this come and SIUM, come Sium, and MYLT, Milet. Come Sium Milet. I'm the one in charge. If you want a hall pass, you got to come see me. And the yum, the YUM, that's the Hebrew for the day. Or possibly just a Y as in similar, SYMILT, similit. Is R when 9 come. And so this is a UN, what they got here. And this second N here gives you I between. NIN, when 9 come. And 9s, is dressed to the 9s. Perfect. But it's also none, when none come. When none comes, yum. When none comes the day. No more days, of my let. The end of my reign, my let. When 9 come, sium. When none comes to see my let. I'm no longer the king. And here a Tusion. And here a Tusion. They're skipping this SSH here. But this is, for might. This is simply used for light and might and white. And it's a AVIT, of it using, of it. It is the power, the might, the light. And here of a Tusion, a Tusion, like in a contusion is to beat or use force from tundo. Beat, strike, assail, a leader to direct the welfare of the multitude. As here a Tusions, the chore, CHRS, the chores in. Here an Tusions, chores in. And they say this is an S with a vowel on each side, and it's a lizard, and it makes me think of L when they say multitude, a bunch of little lizards. And it possibly reads either way, and possibly L in one direction and S in the other. But, it looks like little, LTL, little as, and read as S the other way, as lets her. Little as lets her, or L in either direction. Or it reads an S in either direction. But what I do know is they got too many letters, they say is A. But here's a Tusion's chores in little as Letzer, which helped, Makes me think that that's the way it's reading, is an L and an S in different directions. And Nux, NKS, and which helped the Nux. And this is a P, and they say this is SP, but I believe it's a SH. I find it as a determinative beside the SH often. And it's the Nux, the pushing, PSHN, and then a B, the pushing in. And Nux pushing in, men commence. And they're reading this MN here, MN. They're getting this X here. But this is a mean here. It's a mean chiseled, shaped, cut. It looking mean. And so the mean in S is the same as this MNCH, MNX. And the men commence, which helt the nooks, the pushing in men commence. They hold in your casket and run it. And run its chores, RUNNITS, the runnits and the CHRS, and run its chores, Cain, KAIN, and run its chores, Cain. Thy behavior, may be thy behavior without harshness, is to run its chores, Cain, ought-aware, ought, AUTU, ought-aware, in the Cain ought-aware, why I oughta, and ought-aware am fury, FURRI, in furies, then the Z cut, in furies, matter, MATA, in matters such as, run its chores, the Cain ought-aware'em fury, the furies matter, which has, hey, take this up with my Cain, the matters what such as, where inferits, the matter which has, inferits to my Cain. And they say this is a T, but it's a fire, fire is S. And inferits matter such has sets, and AI, and anchor, and sets anchor. This is the NQ and a OR, and sets anchor in its. And so this is a determinative, and it's a set of these letters here. I believe it's the cur, the KRN, a cur, and as in the dog, the cur, and it's just part cur. You got some cur in them, and sets anchor in it, current, and then the T is here, current, and sets anchor in current. And so current, is the water passing by, but a current and Terek, TRRIK, a Terek is a passerby, and sets anchor in current Terek. So the current is the one of the day in the current passerby, the current Terek. And they say this is a R, good chances it's a M in Terek come. And then this Osiris, this is reading as a ORI, and then this is reading as a ISIS, and it's arises, and then this is reading as a AS, and this reading as a ISIS, and arises as ISIS. And so read it again, and knowing it's, wise words from the king is beginning. Or when 9 comes, in no more days of my my lease to this body, and hear of it using, AVIT, hear of it using, hear of it using the body, of the contusion, of the forcing, of the usings, the chores in, and settle, the S settle as little R, S or L in either direction, or as little as lets are, the little bit of days that you let, you rented it, the lets are, which helped Nux pushing in, men commencer, to get the men moving, the men commencer running it, its chores, Cain ought-aware am fury its matter, such as sets anchor in its current Hieroglyphs, in its current Hieroglyphs, reading this raw as a M, Hieroglyphs arises is Isis. And this next line is real short here. And this is the first time I've seen this symbol but I'm gonna give it an Aggie, A-G-I. I'm pretty sure this is where your word agriculture comes from. And skaggin, or a skaggin, and skaggin is to plow the land, to cut a trench, to cut open a trench, to skaggin. And our skaggin and cater, K-T-R, or skaggin cater, the ones that plant their food. And this symbol above the H here, it looks like the view window that was on the set. And it makes me think, it's either the S or the T. And as the S, it makes this read plain old English, Our skaggin cater suchism, the type that skags the earth and to cater. Our skaggin cater suchism, if plow the land is to thee to gather in. Our skaggin cater suchism. And I don't believe this has the S here. I believe this is the isits. E-S-I. Isits. A test. Our skaggin cater has isits a test. And then the enter. In the test it's enter. So, a skag, S-K-A-G. A skag is that piece of iron under your boat that protects the rudder. It's the lowest part of your ship. If you left tracks on the beach, it was your skag. It plowed that out. And Aggie. And I'm sure this is the A-G-I that's in vagina. A-G-I-N. And I'm sure it's the same, the Cajun, that's in the Hebrew Bible, that's given the meaning proud. But when R is Cajun, cater, Cajuns, we eat everything. And suchism, the ones who eat it all, suchism, that type. It's a test. Yeah, it's a test. It's a test to see if you're going to get sick or not. Is it a test? A test to enter. So this next one, this is where I found this setting in, and it's a pretty long one. I have to put it in the next movie, and I'll try to get this 3. And there's 9 of these, but I'm going to cut this off here. Good day.